Hey, what's going on, CoinOp TV subscribers? Robert Welkner here with another CoinOp TV live and interactive, and apparently today's National Podcast Day, so you guys better represent, you better support, and check things out. Today we're going to be talking some more news and excitement for the upcoming movies in October 2016. We're going to do like a top 3 most anticipated movies coming out in October 2016 with my special co-host, movie reviewer, movie expert, Blu-ray Dan in the house. What is up, sir?
What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing today?
Well, I'll answer that for the chat since they're populated things. I'm doing well. Toy Movie Game Bros and Chloe and a few others are jumping in and they're saying hi and they're saying first, if you guys are watching this on the archive, let us know how you're doing in the archive, right, Dan?
Absolutely, that's what I meant.
So we're doing something new here. We're trying to, Dan and I, we've become buddies. He lives back east. I live in California. We both like movies. We both like collecting Blu-rays. We've done a few episodes so far talking about movies and Blu-rays, but now we're gonna try a new thing, talking about like our anticipated movies that are coming out in theaters. This will include PG, G, R, M-rated movies and things like that. We got some images to share with you. We're gonna start at our at least anticipated, or at least our number 3, and we're going to include honorable mention, and then we're going to talk about our favorite, and you guys can sort of let us know in the chat or on the archive what your thoughts are on some of the movies. Did I set the rules right there, Dan? Has everything been established?
Yeah, that sounds about right to me.
All right, we'll get straight to things here. I see a few more people jumping in. Job Van is in chat and a few others, so cool. Also, behave, don't troll, don't spam, or else we'll have to give you a timeout, and nobody wants to be put in timeout. So let's see here. I think we're gonna start with Dan with. So we're going to get our top 3, and before we get to that, we'll get to the honorable mentions. So, Dan, let's take it away with your honorable mention for October 2016.
Okay, my honorable mention, I believe it's being released on October 11th, 2016, is Shin Godzilla, or in America, Godzilla Resurgence. It is Japan's newest addition to the Godzilla franchise, and, how could you ever go wrong with Godzilla? They're back to the original costume with just a little added features to it. And, it's just going to be fun just like the old ones. And it's just something I had to bring up, had to mention.
Now, on these, Dan, I'm putting down on my notes, I put down the lead actors and the directors and also the log line. So would you like to run us through who stars in the Godzilla movie?
This one I don't have the title. This was just I didn't really do too many notes on.
I'm teasing you. I just wanted to say Godzilla is the star.
Godzilla is the director. Godzilla is the star.
Actually, I wrote down the directors Hideki Anno and Shinji Higuchi.
That's why I did not write that
trying that out. Could be wrong. I'm not quite sure. Here's the logline. Japan is plunged into chaos upon the appearance of a giant monster, Godzilla, there. Now, Dan, what I noticed about this is it looks like it's very stylized and like a lot of handheld stuff. Of course, we're basing our opinion off the trailer here. What kind of things did you pick up on the trailers and pre-show hype, pre-movie hype?
Yeah, well, like you said, there is a whole different tone to it. Like, it looks like they have a lot of the same stuff that they used to use, but there's a lot of added features. It does look like the camera is handheld occasionally. Godzilla looks like he has some new effects to him. And yeah, I don't know. It looks like it's just going to be entertaining. Just like I said, same old good stuff with just some newly things added in.
Okay, so Dan, let's talk about my honorable mention. Of course, I'm excited about Godzilla, as are you. I'm going to go with The Birth of a Nation as my honorable mention here. This is coming out October 7th, 2016. The logline for this is Nat Turner, a literate slave and preacher in the South, orchestrates an uprising. It stars Nate Parker and Armie Hammer. The movie got a lot of buzz during sort of the Sundance Film Festival circuit. I put it on my honorable mention and not my top 3 because of a little bit of the controversy sort of surrounding the not so much the movie, but the director and star of the movie there. So of course this innocent till proven guilty in America, but there's some hype that's kind of jaded about this. Have you seen the trailer for Birth of a Nation?
I have seen the trailer for Birth of a Nation. It looks like it's going to be pretty good. Looks like it's got some good acting in it too.
Yeah. It looks like it's one of these things that may be like a contender, Oscar contender. It looks like it's going to hit those heartstrings, shall we say? So that's my honorable mention there. The Birth of a Nation, October 7th. Let's kick it over to Dan. Let's get into the top three. What is your number three choice, sir?
Yes, my number three choice is called American Pastoral, and it's directed and starring Ewan McGregor, Jennifer Connelly, and Dakota Fanning. The very, very talented Dakota Fanning. Only she's all grown up now. And if I don't know if you have it written down, would you like me to read the tagline?
Oh yeah. Go ahead. Go for it.
Okay, it says in 1968, a hardworking man who's been a staple in his quaint community for years watches his seemingly perfect middle class life fall apart as his daughter's new radical political affiliation threatens to destroy their family. And Ewan McGregor, very underrated actor in my opinion, and he's directing this movie too. It looks like it's going to throw you through a few loops. It looks like the acting is going to be. How could the acting not be fantastic when you got him and Dakota Fanning in it?
Yeah, I was thinking that this is the Ewan McGregor's directorial debut. That's a tricky one to say. So as a film fan, enthusiast, reviewer, what's your tip for you, and what makes you a good first-time director?
Oh man, I guess you have to just, study and learn along the way. Like, follow every director that has been above you, and you gotta. I'm not a director, so I can't exactly throw it out like that. But I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that goes into it.
I would say, keep the camera focused, the microphone's turned on. Try not to let your live streams crash.
I would hope the camera would be focused, yeah.
Simple things like that. So, yeah, it looks like a compelling story. The trailer just starts off with an explosion, and then we get, like, real moody... I noticed some of these really moody trailers that were some of the movies that we're talking about with some music and some visuals, montage, stuff like that. So, yeah, looking forward to American Pastoral. The name... It might be a little tricky if you're like, Johnny moviegoer and you're like looking at the thing. You might think, is this like Americana? Is this religious? What is this? That do you think that might help or hurt the name of the movie? Might help or hurt the cause at all, Dan?
I definitely think they could have named it something else. Because even when I first heard it, I scrolled right by it, and then I was like, let me see what this is about, and it actually looks pretty good. So yeah, a good title is definitely important.
Yeah, you definitely want to get those good titles going there. Okay, so I'm going to go with my number three choice. And I'm actually surprised, Dan, this wasn't on your three choice. Now, Dan, just preference, Dan emailed me his stuff, and I'm surprising him with my choices, just, for those of you guys kind of curious. So for my number three, I'm going to go with Keeping Up with the Joneses, coming out October 21st, 2016. We got an all-star cast in... Zach Galifianakis, Ilsa Fisher, John Hamm, Gal Gadot, of course, coming off of Wonder Woman fame. Well, she's sort of in between Wonder Woman fame, with Batman v Superman and then Wonder Woman coming out soon. Here's some screen grabs from the trailer with Zach and Ilsa, and also John Hamm and Gal Gadot there. Here's the logline. A suburban couple becomes embroiled in an international espionage plot when they discover that their seemingly perfect new neighbors are government spies. What I liked about the premise or the trailer of this was that it seemed like maybe kind of a hokey Woody Allen movie mixed with like Spy Kids or something like that, with some comedy, some intrigue, some silliness. Zach is still like a funny, unique talent in Hollywood. Dan, where do you stand with Keeping Up with the Joneses and the cast of this one?
Yeah, anything that pretty much stars Zach Galifianakis, I'm willing to at least give it once over, because I'm a big fan of his. I think he's very funny. His style is unique, and I'm looking forward to it. The movie looks pretty funny.
Yeah, it looks like it could be fun. I hope they just kind of keep a good balance of the serious, because the Zach is like the wacky side, and then John Hamm's going to be like the serious, secret agent or whatever it is, and then Gal Gadot will be the sultry and sexy, wife spy or something. So that's what I got. All right, Dan, what do you got for? We're moving right along into on our top three list there. What do you got for number two?
All right, number two, we have The Girl on the Train, and this movie is directed by Tate Taylor, and it's going to be released on October 7th, so this upcoming week. on October 7th, 2016. It is starring Emily Blunt and Haley Bennett. And the tagline is, where are we? The tagline is, a divorcee becomes entangled in a missing persons investigation that promises to send shockwaves throughout her life. Now, what I'm really looking forward to about this is it looks like it's going to be one of those trippy mind game kind of movies. You don't know where the lead actress stands. You don't know if she's the main. I don't want to give too much away if people are going to see it.
Well, okay, so let's see. Well, from the trailer, it looks like maybe a murder mystery
Yes.
where Emily Blunt's character sort of witnesses the disappearance of, spoilers. Hey, we're talking about things that are in the trailer. We don't have
Yes.
carnal knowledge of the actual movie and stuff. Now, I'm not all that familiar with Haley Bennett. What is she? Where's she come from? What's her acting chops like?
Well, yeah, I haven't seen many films from Haley Bennett, but she's very attractive. So she was in The Equalizer. She was a big part of Equalizer, and she was in Hardcore Henry as well. I don't know if you saw any of those movies.
I haven't seen Hardcore Henry yet. That's like the pseudo virtual reality first person camera action movie,
Yeah.
aka
The Call of Duty kind of movie.
Yes. I do have on Blu-ray. I do have the other one that was similar to that had like a lot of first-person stuff. It was like a military movie. I forgot what that was. And my garbage trucks are out there. Apologies to anybody's hearing rumblings outside. Now this is based off of a book. Have you flipped through the book at all or anything like that?
I have not flipped through the book. I'm not a big book guy. I'm more of the movie adaptation of the book guy.
Of course, this is directed by, like I said, Tate Taylor. I guess known for The Help, which
Yes.
had a lot of Oscar buzz. I forgot if that won anything for any of the actors and things like that. Did you see The Help?
I believe it did. The Help is fantastic.
Yeah, I haven't seen The Help. I gotta watch that when it comes to Netflix. Check it out. I feel like I'm always behind when it comes to movies. That's why Dan and I are trying to channel in some of our top threes and our preferences, so it kind of helps me kind of correlate my schedule as well as find out from you guys in the comments your opinions on what movies to see and what to talk about. So cool. Anything else on that, Dan?
No, just I'm looking forward to a movie that really makes you think, and this looks like it's going to be one of those.
Do you think, with the name, since we'll joke around about the names here, The Girl on the Train, once it's out on video, is it going to be weird if you're watching on a plane, when you're flying across the U.S. or something with that title?
Yeah, only watch this movie when you're on a train.
Yes. There should be, free. There should be, if you're taking Amtrak, that should be an initiative, sponsored by Amtrak, and you get a free movie, and it'll be The Girl on the Train or something, right? So, okay, cool. So let me see. I'm gonna go with my number 2 pick is The Accountant. This of course stars Ben Affleck, Anna Kendrick, John Berthal, a forensics accountant, uncooks the books for Elliptics. I can't speak right now because I got the garbage truck nearby me. Clients and I wrote down in my bullet points. I said, "Is this the sequel to Good Will Hunting?" So let's let's get an idea. So we got Ben Affleck, seems like a super genius with OCD or something like that, who kind of helps the government out, then eventually turns into a little bit of an assassination dude or something, I guess. Dan, where am I close to the plot at all on this?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Well, let's see the tagline. Did you? I don't know if you read it. Well, yeah, they don't give.
I was trying to read it, but I was just like, a forensic accountant uncooks the books for Elliptics clients.
I believe Google actually has an even better tagline for it. It explains it a little bit more. I'll pull that up for you right this second. Ben Affleck himself, he's getting so much better in every single role that he's in. Every movie that he's in seems to be increasingly better. Okay, so let's see. The tagline I see is Christian Wolf is a mathematics savant with more affinity for numbers than people. Using a small-town CPA office as a cover, he makes his living as a freelance accountant for dangerous criminal organizations. And I'm pretty sure that explains a little bit more.
Yes. Where'd you get... Now, I got mine from IMDb. Where'd you get your...
I got mine from IMDb originally, and I was like, man, this is a little too short.
Yeah. So where'd you get that? I'll have to steal that log line, for there on the synopsis there.
Absolutely. I usually go to Google and I type in The Accountant plot or any movie and then plot, and it has a nice stack paragraph that'll go into a little bit more detail.
Now I put this as number 2 because it looks like it's going to be stylized, as moody. Something about the trailer that kind of stuck out to me was that Ben Affleck not speaking at all in the trailer. A lot of shots of like him laying on his back and thinking and blowing on his hands there. I don't think he talked at all in this trailer, which is, it's weird when you get like a big superstar like Ben Affleck and he's not talking in the trailer. That's pretty bold, right, Dan?
It absolutely is, yeah. I believe he did speak in the second trailer, but in the first one, definitely, it could be hit or miss. Like you don't know. Like, well, people aren't going to know what to take from the trailer if you're not hearing much from the main actor.
Yes, we'll have to find out. Maybe he doesn't speak at all in the movie. Maybe he's silent but deadly or something.
Yeah.
Let's see. Toy Movie Game Bros in chat says, I'm going to watch Keeping Up with the Joneses, and he says he's second choice is Girl on the Train, so we're getting some feedback here. Sonic Shadow says, I'm not getting any of these movies, but there's one movie that's hopefully coming out, that a Sly Cooper movie, because you're a huge movie person. Can you hear? It literally sounds like the garbage truck is like outside. Can you hear that on your side at all, Dan? Anybody in chat?
I do hear it a little bit, yes.
So just to clarify, these are movies coming out in the movie theaters, so not like what Dan and I did before. We were talking about purchasing Blu-rays, what kind of Blu-rays we were going to buy. So, okay, yes. Dan, with that, let's go with your next pick there, which was number 1. Your number 1 pick.
My number 1 pick is The Accountant.
All right.
The Accountant starring Ben Affleck. It was your number 2, so it's definitely my number 1. Big fan of Ben Affleck. He's increasingly getting better in all the movies that he's in, whether he's directing or acting. The tone of the trailer, the music that they use in the trailer, the actors. I mean, you also get Anna Kendrick in the movie, who, you can never go wrong with Anna Kendrick, and John Bernthal is in there as well, along with quite a few other people.
Now let's talk. I got an image here of John Bernthal. Last we saw him was the Punisher in like the Netflix Daredevil series. Have you seen? I know that you're not a big Netflix person. Have you seen him in action at all in the Daredevil show?
Daredevil is one that I made the effort to jump on Netflix to watch. Fantastic show, and John Bernthal. I think he's perfect as the Punisher.
Yeah, I'm a fan of him. I liked when he was on The Walking Dead. For me, The Walking Dead series actually jumped the shark. Spoilers here when John was no longer on the show. Are you a Walking Dead fan, Dan?
Oh, it's my favorite show. It's currently my favorite show.
Yes, so John was a big part of that. So I'm looking forward to seeing what him and Ben Affleck are going to do. I'm assuming they're going to be going head-to-head, toe-to-toe somehow, right?
Yes, from the way that the trailer makes it look, I believe he's an assassin in the movie. So at least that's how they made it look. But I definitely looking forward to it. Big fan of his.
Now I put The Accountant on my number 2 because the director Gavin O'Connor, not really that familiar with his work. He's done a lot of TV stuff. Haven't really seen any of the movies he's done. Are you familiar with Gavin O'Connor, the director? What's his track record?
Well, the only movie that I have seen of his turns out that it's one of my favorite movies of all time, and that's Warrior, starring Tom Hardy. It's like an MMA kind of a movie. Has so much heart, fantastic acting. It's actually my favorite Tom Hardy role also. So if you haven't seen The Warrior, highly recommend it. Okay. That's why I have a lot of faith in this film.
Okay, I'll check out The Warrior. I haven't seen. Is it The Warrior or just Warrior?
Just Warrior.
Just Warrior. Okay, so everybody write down Just Warrior on your. It's hard to say that without including just Warrior. Somebody might be writing down Just Warrior, yes. The Warrior. But anyway, all right, I've stalled enough. Let me get to number 1 here with my choice. I'm gonna go with Jack Reacher, Never Go Back, coming out October 21st, 2016. Of course, this is the second Jack Reacher movie. Let's see I didn't write down the log line for this. Basically, it's Tom Cruise. Let me get Tom Cruise up here. Well, he's already in that image. Tom Cruise.
That's all you really need.
Yes.
Cruise.
Stars in as Jack Reacher again. Now, Jack Reacher is now where in the Mission Impossible series with Ethan Hunt, he's sort of a spy. In the Jack Reacher series, he's more of like a military person who's a fixer-upper, kind of comes into situations revolving military and espionage and stuff like that, and he kind of comes in to fix up the case, shall we say. And I've actually been reading the book for this, Never Go Back, so I'm actually a little familiar with like the first like 10 chapters of the story. And just to give you a little bit of an idea, it's kind of him going back to like an outfit that he was commanding like years ago, and it's kind of like a revisit to some stuff that is going on currently with that outfit. Another bullet point talking about the cast here, we've got Kobe Smulders, of course, Mary Hill from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm not a big Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. watcher. Is that a show that's in your queue?
It is in my queue now. I have never seen the show up until the first episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. this season with Ghost Rider. So I think that right there is making me want to watch the show.
So we'll see if her TV stardom or fame, translates well onto the big screen. Of course, Jack Reacher, Never Go Back is directed by Edward Zwick, who also did The Siege, Courage Under Fire, The Last Samurai. I was a fan of the first Jack Reacher movie. It was very stylized. Macquarie directed that, and then he went over to do Mission Impossible 5, which I thought was less stylized. Danny, help me out. Where do you stand here? Have you seen any of the Jack Reachers, the Mission Impossible movies?
Yeah, I have not seen Jack Reacher, the original one. I do have it, but I've not seen it. But I have seen the Mission Impossibles, and I enjoyed the Mission Impossible movies.
Yeah, I like 3, 4, and 5 is when it comes to Mission Impossible movies 1 and 2. And the odd thing is, we actually put up some Lego Dimensions gameplay with the Mission Impossible level, and it's like back in the first movie, and I was just like, oh man, I've blocked that out of my head, completely.
Absolutely, I like the cast.
Yeah, the cast, John Voight and stuff like that was really good. So, okay, so let me see. Let's recap here, since I feel like we kind of smashed through these real quick. I see Lewis is in chat. Toy Movie Game Bros is excited about Luke Cage dropping on Netflix, I think, tonight at midnight or something like that. Jesse Romero's in chat as well. Sonic Shadow says, when's Skylander coming out to Netflix? It's November or October. It's soon. I have to double check. Toy Movie Game Bros is excited about Jack Reach as well. All right, let's recap. So Dan's pick, we got go ahead, run us down. I'll throw the graphics in for your picks there, Dan. What's your honorable mention?
Absolutely, my honorable mention is Shin Godzilla or Godzilla Resurgence. My number 3 is American Pastoral. Number 2 is The Girl on the Train, and number 1 was The Accountant.
All right, and let me go through recap my top 3 with honorable mention: The Birth of a Nation. And then number 3 will be Keeping Up with the Joneses. And my number 2 would be The Accountant, coming out October 14th. And then my number 1 is Jack Reacher, Never Go Back. So you guys will have to let us know on the archive what movies you guys are excited for in October 2016. And, let us know if you want to see more of these. We're trying to figure out a fun and interesting way to get our movie love and history and hype going your way. Is that a good way to phrase it, Dan? Or how to best spend your movie dollars? Because it's expensive going to see movies in theaters, so we're trying to help narrow things down a bit.
Yes, I was just going to use the word narrow. Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to make sure you check out Dan. I got his link. I'll put his link in the description. It's youtube.com/BluRayDan, and follow him on Twitter and all his social media outlets there. He talks mostly about Blu-rays, a lot of fun unboxing videos. And if you guys know me, according to me, I do a lot of Skylanders, Lego, Disney movie recaps and stuff like that. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe as well. I guess that's it. Thanks a bunch, Dan. Thanks to all you guys watching in the live stream. Sorry about some of the hiccups. Going to cut these together and make it look all smooth on the archive for CoinApp TV. We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you, guys.